Thanks a lot for joining me on this video. If you're already subscribed, I really appreciate your support. If this is your first time, my name is Jimmy, and on this channel we do song lessons, technique lessons, and gear videos just like this one. So if you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing. Now at any point during the video, you can check the lesson plan in the description box below. There you'll find equipment details, tips, and tricks along with timestamps so that you can skip to different parts of the video. Now this video came about because of a comment that was left on one of my earlier videos. The comment was left by XP Mark 1. It says, I read that in the recording studio, Buddy's guitar signal was split two ways between his amplifier and the same signal direct into the mixing board. This gave it a magic that is not duplicated in live performance. So pretty cool comment. I don't know how truthful it is. I've never done research on Buddy's recording setup or anything like that, but it seemed like it would make a nice tone test and also a blind shootout. So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna use the Line 6 Helix and we're gonna do some recording. We're gonna use an amp tone plus a direct signal from the guitar. We'll test both of them. Then we're gonna go ahead and put all three tones in a mix, and we're gonna test you guys and see if you can tell the difference. So be ready to leave your comments down below. We're gonna go ahead and check out the guitar sounds, but first let me take you on a tour of the setup. All right, so here's a quick rundown on the recording setup. So you see we're inside HX Edit. We're looking at the preset on the Helix. And inside the preset I have two paths that are set up. Both of them are using the same input. So essentially at this point, each path is receiving the guitar signal. So let's look at the bottom path first. Absolutely straightforward. This is the direct guitar signal. So we go guitar in, and then it goes straight out the 1/4 inch jacks on the Helix. Now the top path is the one that we're using for the amp tone. Again, we're using the same guitar signal here at the beginning. And we come down, we go to an amp block. We're just using the A15 model. Kept the gain pretty low, just enough to give it a little bit of sustain, but since we're basing this on a Buddy Holly type of tone, I just wanted to keep it mostly clean, so that gives us a better representation there. It should be interesting for the tests as well. Tone stack is pretty straightforward there too. For the cab, we're using an impulse response. This is from the Michael Britt cabinet or impulse response pack. We have a low cut at 75 hertz and then a high cut at 12.5. And the only other thing that is done on this top path is there's a bit of room reverb that's added. And I just did that to kind of simulate what I thought maybe would have happened if they did it in the studio. Maybe they mic up the guitar cab and you have a little bit of room sound, some of the reflections. So I threw that in there. That way it differentiates the amp tone, or at least makes it seem like the amp was recorded in a room versus the direct input on the mixing board. So that channel or path is coming out of the XLR outputs on the Helix. So my XLR goes into one input on the PreSonus Studio Live AR16. That's what we're using for an interface. So do one channel from the XLR, a separate channel on the 1/4 inch, and then inside Logic I just have two tracks set up, one for the amp tone and then one for the DI, and they can be mixed, muted, and soloed inside Logic. So that's how I have it set up. So with the setup in mind, the first test we're going to do is on some full open chords. Alright, now let's try some similar chords, but with individual strings picked. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. We're going to put each of the tones in a mix. They're going to be labeled tone A, B, and C. So see if you can tell the difference. Leave your guesses in the comments section down below, and let's see what this tells us about the direct signal mixed with the amp tone. So now it's time for the answers to the shootout. What were the results? Tone A is the mixed tone between the DI and the amp. Tone B is the direct signal by itself. And finally, tone C is just the amp. Alright, so today's topic. What's your take on mixing the direct signal and the amp tone? Is it useful? Does it make a difference? Let us know in the comment section down below. Let's get the conversation going and see how we can help each other out. Thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this, and we'll see you on the next one.